Hey YouTubers. Hey YouTubers. Raven here.
Starfire.
As you can tell, I am sick. Still, kind of. My nose is all so I may stay quiet or not. It depends on how bad it gets. So let's get started. The Flash tonight. Today,
Yes,
whatever
tonight
you're
we are
watching
doing
it.
the Flash episode season 1, episode 20, The Trap.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the first thing I have is, like, it continued from where the previous episode left off.
Yeah, in the time
Yeah,
vault.
and, like,
as Cisco
Caitlin,
names
Cisco,
it.
and Barry discover the time vault,
Yes.
and at the beginning of this episode, they see the article, and they're like, oh...
Not as intriguing
creepy
as the
byline.
name on the byline.
And it said
Iris West Allen? Mazel tov?
Cisco's like, Mazel tov.
And then Gideon interrupts.
Yeah. And Barry created Gideon, which is really, really interesting.
Which confuses me. It confuses the crap out of me.
I think it probably confuses a lot of people.
Because, okay, you guys remember that episode where Barry lost his abilities?
It was like episode 7.
Okay. And Eobard was asking Gideon to find Barry Allen. And Gideon was saying that Barry Allen does not exist or whatever, something like that. And it's like, okay, wait. Hold on a second. If Barry Allen didn't exist anymore after that point, then how was Gideon created?
Well,
How is Gideon still there?
but
I mean, I guess it could be that he still existed, just he wasn't the Flash. But even if he still existed and wasn't the Flash, he'd be in Gideon's time base.
I mean,
in Gideon's memory.
Gideon can listen to commands from Eobard and from Barry, but Barry's the one that created her, so...
So she listens. So she'll do everything Barry says, but only listens to what Eobard says.
Yeah. But I think that, like I said before we started recording, that maybe he has, like, a thing where he can keep his identity secret. Like, maybe he didn't maybe he, like, vanished, but he's still there. It's just, like, she's showing no record because she doesn't want him to know that part or something.
Well,
He doesn't want Eobard to know that.
he knew he was still there. Kind of. No, he didn't. He was being zapped and drained of
So,
power.
I mean, that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else did we find out in that little bit? Oh, someone zoomed in on the article, and it listed off the Scarlet Speedster, which is Barry Allen, and the Green Arrow, and Hawk Girl. Like, she's like, I have no, like, okay, she's my top hero. Like, because I liked her so much in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Like, her story arc was amazing there, and now she's my favorite. So, they need to do her justice when they bring her on, which I guess they're doing for the crossover,
Yeah, they're doing a Flash
spin-off?
Arrow spin-off, and it's supposed to have, like, Sarah and
Sarah is Black Canary
and
from
Hawk,
Arrow,
and Hawk Girl, and yeah.
Captain Cold.
Mhm.
And yeah. And like Gideon was saying, like, Barry Allen, the Flash, the founder of and then she was stopped on the Flash After Show here on YouTube as Stream.tv. They said that they thought it meant that he was the founder of the Justice League.
Really?
Yes, they said that's
Oh
what
my
they said that they think
gosh.
that's what Gideon was about to say, because Gideon was saying founder of the, and then was stopped mid sentence.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, if Barry founded the Justice League, like I'm just like, because you know, like even though people are like swarming around Arrow's like Oliver's not going to form any league.
Yeah.
He might be taking over a league currently, but he's not forming a league.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't think a group of people should get together and do this. He's just letting people who he knows, to do it, because he's not going to be able to change their mind, but a whole group of people joining in. And since if it is that, then the Flash, because they have superpowers, then Hot Girl can be an alien. She can be Thanagarian. I'm happy.
She can be a what?
Thanagarian.
Thanagarian?
Yes, because she comes from the planet Thanagar.
Oh. Cool.
Yes. It's a warrior race.
Nice.
Yes. Very nice. She's supposed to get with the, John Stewart, I think is his name. He's Green Lantern.
Cool.
Which is what people are saying that they're going to turn Diggle into. But I don't think so.
Maybe.
No, because Green Lanterns are intergalactic space cops.
Oh.
So he'd never be home.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's got a wife and baby. But yeah, Hot Girl. I'm ecstatic. Especially if that's true.
Well, it probably is. I mean, like, I don't think that they would have a preview and an article about it and foreshadowment if it wasn't.
They have something on there about Wayne Industries, and they can't bring that into effect.
Yeah.
It's like people saw that on the first episode when we saw that. The first time we saw that the paper, the newspaper, people saw the Wayne Industry thing, or something about Bruce Wayne or something like that.
Yeah.
But we know that we'll never get to see him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, do not be one of those Easter eggs we will never get to see. Bring on Hot Girl. Okay, moving on.
Joe doesn't give Eddie his blessing.
Yeah, Joe doesn't give Eddie his blessing, which makes me freaking happy. But then Eddie, like, I don't need your blessing, I was just being courteous. I'm like, screw you.
Yeah. I'm glad Joe didn't say yes, though. Because he knows how Iris feels.
Yeah, which he says later on.
Yeah. Okay, flashbacks to when Barry was in a coma.
Well, I know you have a lot to say about this.
Well, there were different ones, though. The first one was with Joe and she came in and then he started having a seizure, and then we see Wells and him saying that he can take him back to his lab to help save him.
Yeah.
And so that's why he goes back to Star Labs and stays there while he's in a coma. The other flashback
almost made her cry.
it did.
It did make you cry?
No.
Okay.
But I was like, oh crap.
Like, you knew if it was going to go on anymore that she was going
I
to start
probably
crying.
would have, yeah. But basically it was just where Iris was talking to him, and she's like, I know that the reason you came to live with us was awful, but you made us a family again, and
You made it a home.
you made it a home again, and you made us a family, and
We need you.
We need you. I need you.
We fangirled.
We did. I think she squeaked more than I did, though.
I was like,
Yeah, that could have hurt my ear.
yeah. Oh, well.
No, but that was just a really beautiful scene. Oh, and what she said before that, where she's like, Detective Pretty Boy came into Jitters today, and he asked me out, and I actually said yes. I do dumb things when you're not around, and I'm just like,
She knew it was stupid.
Did it because he wasn't there.
And she knew it was stupid. Stop going off screen. You keep going off screen.
Sorry.
We can turn it a little bit more towards you. Because I have all that space on screen. There you go. It's a little lopsided now, but what else? Y'all just deal with it. Tilt your computers or something, your phone, whatever. Your tablet.
I don't think it's that lopsided.
It's not all that lopsided. Slightly noticeable.
Okay, so yeah, like, she realized that what she did was stupid, but she did it because he wasn't there, and
Yeah. And she didn't know if he'd ever come back, so. Yeah. Sad. Sad tears.
it was sad, but I loved that scene.
Yes. Probably one of the better scenes in this episode.
Yeah, probably. Although I thought the episode overall was really, really awesome. Like,
Yes.
I think it's been the best episode we've had since episode 15.
Which one was
Which was the one where,
time travel?
yeah, with the kiss and everything.
And the kiss and the
So,
reveal and everything.
I think that
Yeah.
this has been the best one since that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cisco does lucid dreaming to get Wells to confess to Nora's murder.
That was awesome.
It was.
I love how Joe just laughed when he said, "Dude, this is my favorite shirt, and I'm about to die in it."
Focus, Cisco.
But Joe just like bursted out. He's like,
I love Joe.
like,
He's funny.
Joe, you don't laugh at that.
Like,
man."
when he laughs, like, it's so contagious.
Yeah. But like, that's how they found out what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
That his name is Eobard Thawne. Okay, the thing that, if I missed this, then let me know in the comments. But no one connected Eobard Thawne to Eddie Thawne. Like, no one made that connection.
I think they were just so, like, shocked and in disbelief over Wells being this person that they didn't make the connection.
They better next episode. Like, oh my gosh. Eobard Thawne. Eddie Thawne. Seriously. We have an audience, so. A quiet audience. She's not always quiet though. Y'all know that.
Everything bad that has happened has been because of Wells.
Yeah, which I think is kind of a cop-out. Because not everything bad in their life has been because of, well, or Eobard Thawne.
Yeah. I mean, he did even say, he was like, you know, all these 15 years and, like, working with you guys, like, I've actually really enjoyed that. And everything, but...
Stop bouncing. Sorry.
And so, yeah, he, I don't know what I'm gonna say now.
Well, what were you saying?
That, like, even though he's this bad person, he still liked working with them as a
Yeah.
team. And they have learned a lot from him, even though he's, like, the way that he is.
Yeah.
So,
I think Jack was kind of right on the after show that we talked about earlier. We get nothing for plugging them. They're just awesome. So sometimes we talk about them. But he said that, wait, what were we talking about?
with like, everything bad that happened was because of
Wells.
Oh, that, like, working with them?
Right. He was like, gosh. I forgot what he said now. But he said something that was kind of funny about that. Like, I knew what it was, and then I forgot what we were talking about, and then yeah.
It's okay.
This does not help this at all.
It's alright.
It deprives me of my sleep. No bueno. Okay.
Joe being the king of the West Allen show.
Joe is king of West Allen. Dude, he invented half of West Allen, man. He invented West. He invented the West half of West Allen.
Yeah, he did.
Without him, there'd be no West.
No, there wouldn't. Yeah, and he's like, you know, I know that like she would stay with him because she made a promise, but like she wouldn't be happy and she'd be marrying the wrong guy, and I don't want that for her.
And then she'd stay with him because she made a promise.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh. Well, you said it backwards, so I didn't
Sorry.
comprehend.
He's like, I know that she has feelings for you, and even though she might not know how to deal with them right now, it's there. It always has been.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that too.
Yeah. And then, like, you're sitting there going, dude, you have no idea. Like, he hasn't told her about the byline. He hasn't told her. He hasn't told Joe about the byline.
No.
About the
he hasn't.
newspaper.
But even if he had, like, it wouldn't change how he feels because he knows that.
But then Joe would know that they're destined to be together.
He knows that already.
Well, I know, but it would just be like, you don't have to worry. It will happen.
Yeah, but he still knows that.
I know, but, like, he still thinks that, like, because of what Eddie said, you know, Eddie could propose eventually. And if Iris says yes and marry, you know, whatever. I'm going off into that right there is, like, that's the apocalypse right there. If Eddie marries Iris.
Yeah, like, that's gonna happen.
That's the apocalypse. That will happen when actual pigs fly. Okay? The pink animals. Because when you say when pigs fly, they go, well, swine flu. So,
Wow.
yeah. I've heard that a few times.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe I have, but I just didn't pay attention. The picture that was in Star Labs, like, before the flashback with Iris, like, it was in the hospital room. The picture of the two of them that she was looking at before she thought back.
Oh, yeah, when they were in the,
Like, the one that we always
they were
see.
in Barry's little
It was in
lab.
Joe's house the first time we saw it, and they, like, zoomed in on it. And then she took it with her when she moved out. And then it was in, like, Barry's lab in Star Labs.
No, it wasn't in Star Labs. That was Barry's lab.
Oh, it was in
office.
Barry's lab at the office. And
Yeah.
then she picked it up and looked at it, and then went to that flashback. And then you see the same picture in the hospital room. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't believe there's only 2 episodes left.
There's 3.
3? Okay, there's only 3 episodes left.
This was episode 20, so there's 21, 22, and 23.
Oh, well, I still can't believe there's only 3. It makes me sad.
Well, after Arrow tomorrow, there's only going to be 2 left of that.
Don't! That's not nice.
I'm sorry.
Not nice at all.
She's the bigger Arrow fan. Although I do like Arrow.
I'm a bigger Arrow fan than Flash fan. Because I'm a dark person.
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
Well, if you like darker things, then you probably veered more towards the darker show.
Yeah. But I like
Exactly.
I like Arrow.
Well, yeah.
Before
but that's
the
why
Flash-
the Flash is better for you. That's why you enjoy the Flash.
Because
more.
I'm more optimistic.
Exactly.
And
And I'm more pessimistic. So,
Whatever.
you're more Barry and Iris. I'm more Oliver and Roy.
Well, I like Roy and Oliver, though.
Well, I know, but they're both pessimistic about
Yeah.
everything that happens.
I really like
I would say Felicity, but she's not pessimistic.
Okay, we already went over Iris' speech. Barry catching the bullets.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes, it was. New power, new ability, whatever.
That wasn't a power or ability.
It
He was
wasn't?
just running fast enough to be able to, so that they were basically moving the same, like,
Okay.
boom. Like, basically that's how it felt for him, was just that. Because he was moving fast enough that it was just like,
But he was
okay.
able to just grab them.
Yeah, it's like catching a baseball.
But then the one hit
He
Wells,
missed.
and
And then we found out that Wells wasn't Wells, that Wells was the shapeshifter dude. The Hannibal Bates. Hannibal.
And the actual Eobard was like on a bridge or on a balcony outside talking to
Yeah.
them.
He was somewhere outside in the city. But he left his wheelchair in the time vault. Well, now that the time vault is free, Barry can use Gideon.
He can.
They can use Gideon.
Well, wasn't that one of the hashtags though that was mentioned in the tweet that like he said Greg Berlanti posted of like all the hashtags? Gideon?
I don't think he said Gideon.
Oh, I thought he did.
Maybe he did. But he did say hashtag vibe. We get vibe in the next 3 episodes.
Do.
And said something about for the hashtag watch live. So like,
Well, they probably are just gonna say that about all of them though.
I
to
know,
watch it live
but,
to
like,
promote it.
I mean, like, wouldn't they say that about every episode? Like, he tweets about the episodes too, right? But has he ever tweeted watch live?
I don't know.
If he hasn't, then that's a pretty impactable thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my gosh. So, for you guys who follow the whoever,
Greg Berlanti.
yeah, if he normally hashtag is that word, watch live, then let us know. And if he doesn't, then let us know.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, then that could mean something really special in the upcoming
Well,
episodes.
there's going to be anyway, so.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, extra freaking special.
Yeah, because the next week's episode, we see Grodd, so.
Grodd.
Grodd Lives is what it's called, so.
Yeah. I really want to see Gorilla City.
You might, I don't know.
I think that's too much, like, CGI and stuff.
Yeah.
But they could do the ruins of Gorilla City. I wouldn't mind that. But I want to see, like, full-on Gorilla City. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We really need to finish Teen Titans so you can watch Justice League. So you can see Gorilla City. Gorilla City's awesome.
Okay. So, after, like, Wells talks to them and he's like, face me now.
Mm-hmm. And then Wells says something like, we'll have, like, we will soon, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just keeps pushing it off.
Yeah. So anyway, like, Barry gets a thing and he goes off and he, like, wants to help make sure Iris is okay. And then we see the bridge and her and Eddie walking and he's about to propose, and then the Reverse Flash comes and grabs the ring from him. And he's like, bad timing, detective.
Yeah, that
And
was
then-
awesome.
And then the Flash comes and, like, grabs him.
As you totally know that Reverse Flash hashtag Eobardon
Yep.
is, like, totally shipping West Allen.
Oh, totally. But see, he has to, like, he wants to make sure that they're together, because if they're not, it will ruin his future.
It will. You won't get the
So-
Wonder Twins.
Yeah, so
Not the Wonder Twins. That's
in
a
order
different
for
thing,
his future to be the way that he wants it to be,
but- Yeah.
they have to be together.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Or you won't
yeah.
get the twins. It's
like,
them that has the twins,
like,
right?
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
the tornado twins. Anyway, like, he takes Eddie, and so then the Flash is like, I'll make sure he's okay. And he, like, tells her to go home and not tell anyone what happened.
And she reaches out
and then, like,
grabs
he lets go of her
hand.
hand, and there's a spark like there was in the scene when she was talking to him when he was in a coma. And then
the
she's
look
like,
on her face.
Barry?
Like, okay, lots of people are comparing it to Lois on Smallville when she figures it out about who Clark is, about who the Blur is, because she did it through a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she finally kissed the Blur, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, I know these lips. They're Clark. It's Clark.
And she's like, Clark? And then Iris is like, Barry?
Yeah. Like, it parallels so closely.
It does. There's a lot of parallels there. There have been several parallels
I know.
from Smallville with their relationship.
Like the reporter thing.
Yeah.
And how they're meant to be.
Yep. So I really liked that that's how they had her find out. Like, it was through, like, a spark and a connection like that. And she really is, like, his lightning bolt. She activates that.
What? Say
She
it louder.
activates that.
He really is like her what?
Lightning bolts. And no, she's his and
Okay.
activates that.
She uses lightning bolt and she activates that.
She does.
Dude,
What?
he vibrated his head. That just makes me think about what else. That's just like,
We're not gonna go into
no,
that.
because we already have. Check out the first the review of the first time we noticed that he could vibrate his head like that.
It was in, like, their first meeting.
Yes.
Okay. So now we come to the ending scene with Wells, or with Eobard and Eddie,
Yeah.
where he's like, oh, we're family.
So all this time, it's all been about me. I'm like, dude, Eddie, you're so full of yourself, man. So full of yourself.
It's not really all been about you. It's been about Barry, too.
He's like, no, it hasn't. It's been about Barry.
Yeah.
About the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
You're just my insurance policy. Well, he needs Eddie to survive, to live, so
Yeah.
that he can eventually be born.
And then we have the scene where Wells is, like, in the room with Barry when he's in a coma. And he's like, I've waited for you to be like this so that I could kill you. And I could so easily just do it with you in this condition.
So many times I've wished to see you like this, helpless.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh snap. And then you're like, how ironic it is that I'm the one that has to create you. I'm like, dude.
And he's like, I assure you, you will die.
Yeah.
And then it ended.
Because he's like, I will get my revenge. You
Yeah.
think you've gotten away with it. And I'm like, I want to know what happened. Like, what does he think?
What was
that
the word that he used? He
Barry-
was like, this, like, something is coming. Not revenge, but, like, what was the word?
I don't know. But what I want to know is, like, what did Barry do in the future that causes him to say, I need revenge on Barry? Because apparently he did something to hurt Eobard, that Eobard would need revenge. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing. So I'm like, is he only trying to kill Barry based on revenge? Or did it start out like it did in, like, comics, where he was an uber fan, and then he creates the same environment and gets the powers and goes back in time to meet him, and then goes crazy because he finds out that he's the one meant to, like, kill him or something.
Yeah.
So he goes back to try and do what is meant to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I a lot of stuff was revealed, and I really, really liked the episode. I thought that it was very, very, very good.
Yeah. they talked more about time travel in this episode in
They
the
did.
beginning. So that only makes me think more that we're gonna get a Flashpoint paradox.
We probably will. I would not be surprised at this point if they did do that.
That would be awesome. I want to see Thomas
It really
Wayne.
would be awesome if they did that.
I want to see Thomas Wayne as Batman and his wife as Joker.
Yeah.
And Bruce dead. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, I think
I
we have covered
I
everything.
think we covered it.
Yeah.
You guys are champs for sticking with us. Yeah.
You are. Thank you.
Yes. So I guess until next time, keep believing in the impossible.